guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Nidhi Shastri and today's video is going to be about how I went from being fit to being fat. So I know that a very common video that people make is how they lost their weight and how they went from being fat to fit, but I am going to talk about the reverse because I think it's equally important to share about the mistakes that you made from which many more could learn. So yeah, this is just going to be an honest video of how I went on and gained all the weight that I had worked so much on losing. So a little backstory, this is around 2012, 2013. I actually started gaining weight. I was always a little overweight, not too much, but I was never, in the normal weight range as well. Also because my parents are obese as well, so that passed down obviously. But I was never so fat. It was always 64 to 65 kgs to even maybe 67, 68 kgs. That was what I was in my 10th standard. But of course, going out very often after junior college, hanging out, going out to cafes more often, all of that just led to a very unhealthy lifestyle. I was consuming a lot of junk food in form of burgers, Frankies, fast food of any kind, cold drinks. That was like a major part of my diet. It was a very poor lifestyle. Also, I saw that my immunity was reducing a lot. I was falling sick more often and I knew my stamina is at an all-time low. I would realize this, but I would never really have the motivation, or I would never look at it in a way ki weight loss karna hai. Then came that whole phase where when I would go to shop, people would, like the shopkeepers would just say that आपके size का कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पे, you there's nothing. Maybe you can go to like a plus size store, where I didn't really find anything good. But yeah, that those things made me feel very embarrassed. But the final nail in the coffin was when I got my blood test done. I had irregular periods, so I went to a gynaec, got some blood tests done. That time I was not diagnosed with PCOS, and which I am now, but not back then. My thyroid profile was normal, but my blood glucose levels were impaired. They were high, and if I did not take enough care, I could have become diabetic. And I was like, I'm done with this. I can't be diabetic at this age. This is too much. This lifestyle is extremely bad and I need to fix it right now. And that is when I decided कि अब तो weight loss करना ही है. I set a goal for myself and I worked relentlessly towards it for 2 to 3 years. And it was very strict. I used to cheat very less. I started working out. I started leading a very healthy lifestyle, and I lost the weight. I lost around 23 kgs. I went to 62 kgs, which was my lowest weight. I was wearing everything that I could. I started getting abs. It was the best phase of my life, and I maintained it for around 1.5 years at max. And then I started gaining weight. So yeah, that is literally the time period for which I maintained the weight that I worked so much to reduce. And yeah, that is why I wanted to discuss about the mistakes that I made after that phase got over. So now moving on to the mistakes. The first mistake that I made was setting a weight loss goal for myself. Now, of course, we should all know where we are heading towards, otherwise we'll all be lost. So it's good to know कि तुमको क्या achieve करना है. But when you keep a particular goal, when that goal is achieved, you basically just stop working towards it. And that's what I did. I never looked at weight loss as a journey. I looked more of it as something that I want to achieve in this much time. And once I reached there, I did not have any plan to what I would be doing after that. So I always only read things about weight loss, fat burning. This is what I read. I read books about them. I watched videos about them. I never really thought about maintaining weight after losing weight. So again, when I reached that particular goal, I was done. And I think a lot of people who are also in that same mind frame where you're trying to lose weight, or who are just close to reaching their goal weight, you must know that it's such a tiring process. You are tired, you are exhausted, because you do make a lot of compromises, you do make a lot of sacrifices to reach there. You change a lot of things. So for me, I was tired by the time I was around 63, 62.5. So the day my weight hit 62, I gave up everything. I was like, ठीक है, अब हो गया, अब मैं पहुंच गई. I did not know what to do after that. I didn't have another plan. I didn't know by the roadmap to maintaining weight. I was just done. And that was my biggest mistake. So my takeaway from this would be to not look at it as a milestone that you want to achieve and then just get done with. It has to become a lifestyle. It has to be incorporated in your daily life. It has to be a long-term, thing that you're trying to achieve. It's not something to tick off, but it's something that you need to make a part of your routine. Just like, you would never stop brushing your teeth just because you think your gums are healthy. You would not stop taking bath every day. So lifestyle is just like that. A healthy lifestyle, wellness is just that. You need to know that it's a part of your life. You need to make exercising, following a good diet a part of your life. Just like we know that, breakfast में हम ये खाते हैं, lunch में ये खाते हैं, just that way to know that this is a healthier option of that is something that we need to know. Just like we would get up and brush, we need to know that getting up and exercising or exercising in the evening is a part of our daily life. So that's my biggest takeaway from this, that do not rest after your target weight is achieved. It is just the beginning, because maintaining it is going to be much tougher. So it is just the beginning of your journey and not the end. The second mistake I made was a very drastic shift in my activity levels and my diet once I lost the weight. So again, when I was on my weight loss journey, I used to work out a lot, and I just like I said that uske pehle I didn't have any exercise experience. But when I started to trying to lose weight, I started going to the gym. So once a day I would do weight training, and once a day I would do some form of aerobic exercise, which included either cardio in the gym or running or swimming or playing a sport or a CrossFit. Something of that sort was always a part of my daily life. And एक बार in the morning, एक बार evening में, this was like a constant thing. And the days I wouldn't work out, I felt guilty. I was working out even during my exams. It was an addiction, and honestly it is the best addiction. But just like any addiction, when you leave it suddenly, there are withdrawal symptoms of that, and that's what I experienced. In fact, I was also running marathons. I completed a 21-kilometer marathon. I used to, enter small level competitions about weight lifting. I also was a part of a Guinness Book of World Record event. And all of that happened. And suddenly there was a shift, and I stopped working out as much. From going to the gym twice a day, I started going to the gym twice or thrice a week. Because again, I was tired, I was exhausted doing so much. And I was just, I just reduced the physical activity. I stopped running. That was like, out of all the mistakes I made, probably the biggest mistake of my life is to stop running, because the amount of stamina I built through that, the amount of, calorie expenditure I had through that is impeccable. And when I stopped doing that, I saw my body feeling very heavy. I saw my body feeling extremely, weak, and I still couldn't do anything about that, because I was just not in the frame to listen to my body, to listen to the signals it was giving me. I continued exercising lesser. I continued not following what I did prior. Then coming to the diet as well, I was never into fat diets, so I never did only fruit, only vegetable kind of diets, or only juices kind of diets as well. I ate healthy, but I cheated very less. Like wo time pe, even if I cheated, I would feel very guilty and then come back to my normal lifestyle. So I didn't cheat, or I didn't eat much of unhealthy things for a long time, for almost 2 years. So when I lost the weight, I felt like ठीक है, अब तो मैं कुछ भी खा सकती हूँ. I'm just gonna start hogging. That was again the biggest mistake, and my takeaway from this mistake is that if you are exercising way too much while you're trying to lose weight, it's okay. Like you need to burn calories depending on your current BMI, depending on your current BMR, depending on how many calories you're consuming. So obviously you can speak to a health coach, a fitness coach, and decide on that. But just because you've lost weight, don't stop all of that. And even if you want to reduce the exercise that you're doing at present, or taper it down very slowly, very gradually, so that your body is not shocked by the sudden change that you've given it. And there's a myth that if you go to the gym and then you stop going to the gym, you're going to gain back all the weight that you lost. It's not really about the gym as much. It is basically, your body is used to a current calorie expenditure. It's burning calories at a current rate in the gym. If you are doing weight training, for example, you are building muscles. Your muscles help in, increasing your resting calorie expenditure, for example. And there are a lot of things happening internally in your body. So when you stop doing that, you're basically telling your body that I have stopped everything. So your body is obviously going to reduce the way it would function earlier. So it's not really कि तुम जिम जाना बंद कर दोगे तो वेट गेन कर लोगे. तुम कुछ भी करोगे and you screw up your lifestyle, you are going to get back to a poorer lifestyle. So yeah, that's my takeaway from that point. The third is not trying to lose back the immediate weight gain that I had. I was again so into the weight goal that I had achieved that अगर मैं कहीं बाहर जाती and I would eat something unhealthy and I would come back and I would see that I have gained half a kg because of that, I would not mind it. Jabki earlier in those 2 years when I was trying to lose weight, let's say I had something which was a little high calorie. Obviously, I tried minimum to not cheat, but you do go out sometimes. You're a human being and it's okay. So I did that. But when I came back, I had this sense of, I just had this sense of guilt. Or I had this motivation कि कुछ भी करके I need to lose that weight. So let's say in the morning I was at 65 and I went out for a lunch, I ate and I gained weight. The next day when I would come, I would try to work out a little more to first burn off the calories that I gained previous day, or I would try to keep my total calorie intake of the day within my calorie limits. I would make very conscious decisions about that. I ate food very consciously, in that phase of my life, which I suddenly stopped. So now in this new phase of my life, when I went out and I ate food and I gained weight and came back, I just left it to, I just basically left it to the situation. I thought maybe I'm going to lose that weight in the coming 3-4 days. It's okay if I gained a little weight. कम हो जाएगा, but वो नहीं होता. People who again have a very poor metabolism will agree to this or will relate to this, that when you go out compared to someone who has a very good metabolism, they might not even gain weight, but you would come back gaining 500 grams to 1 kg just by going out to a restaurant. And in my case, I went to restaurants, I went out on vacations. When I came back from vacations, I was very chill, I was very relaxed कि weight कम हो जाएगा, but again नहीं होता. You subsequently keep gaining weight, and my weight gain basically was a 4 to 5 kgs a year ke rate mein, and I didn't even realize it and I didn't even work at it. So I did see a gradual change in my body again. Just like weight loss doesn't happen all of a sudden, weight gain also doesn't happen all of a sudden, and that is the biggest problem. So when you're gaining weight slowly, you don't really realize, but there's this one day where you wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, you watch the weighing scale and you see that okay, now I have reached a all-time high and I now need to really work on that. But again, वो time बहुत delay हो गया रहता है, and that same amount of motivation might or might not come back. In my case, it didn't come back. So gradually I came to 70 kgs, and then again I kept increasing weight. So my takeaway from this is going to be that you don't really have to be, very, very stringent with your diet. It's okay to relax. It's okay to cheat. It's okay to not work out for a day, but don't continue to do that. At some point, get back, get moving again, and ensure that if you have gained even a little bit of extra weight, ensure that you're losing it at that time itself. Otherwise, what will happen is it will keep leading on to a lot of fat accumulation. So in the long term, that amount of fat accumulation is going to become too much to reduce. So the fourth mistake I made was not navigating through my sedentary lifestyle. So when I was on the weight loss journey, what happened is that I was having a very active lifestyle. I was going to my college, I was traveling, even climbing up a bridge, going into a train, getting down, your activities in the college, or even in my internship, the lifestyle was very active. So even if I wasn't actively trying to go to the gym or losing weight, even if I hadn't done that, I knew I was burning at least some calories because of my daily energy expenditure. But then suddenly what happened is that my internship got over and I started studying preparing for my post-graduation entrance exam sitting at home. Now that was a turning point, because not only was I eating unhealthy food, not only was I also, not burning so many calories because I wasn't actively working out so much, but the other problem that happened is I was actually sitting at home doing nothing. I was not moving my body at all. So that was a literal turning point in my lifestyle. To top it up, the pandemic didn't help either. In the pandemic, of course, the whole family was at home. We used to have movie nights. We used to just chill at home, relax, cook new recipes every time. And obviously, most of the new recipes or most of the things were unhealthy. We also like stocked up on a lot of snacks, cold drinks, and all of that would be a daily part, because घर पे बैठे थे, कुछ करने को था नहीं, मूवी देखो, नेटफ्लिक्स देखो, कुछ खाओ. This is what we did basically for those 1.5-2 years, and that also led to the fat gain. And of course, the gyms had also stopped during the pandemic. There was no gym, and you need another level of high motivation to work out at home. I did try, but again, those workouts were literally once or twice a week, and they were of course not in the amount of intensity that it was when I used to go to a gym. So again, a sedentary lifestyle with the weight gain process that had started, those were a recipe for disaster. So my takeaway would be, if you are at home, try to keep only healthy food around you. Try to consume healthy food so that at least that part of your life is taken care of. So that is extremely crucial. I know today there are a lot of people who are working from home as well, but what you need to know is you need to still work on maintaining a good lifestyle. So even if you have a sedentary lifestyle, go to the gym, have at least some form of workout, if not a gym. If you can't do anything, ट्राई करो कि घर पे कुछ एक्सरसाइज कर लो, मूव योर बॉडी एवरी आवर, डू समथिंग लाइक दैट, कीप योर बॉडी एक्टिव. So yeah, to conclude, it is firstly already very tough to lose weight, and then it's difficult to look at yourself gaining all the weight back, all the clothes that you purchased in your weight loss time, everything that you did, to even look at your body in the mirror, getting back into your old body, that is extremely difficult as well. And then to top it off, it is much more difficult to lose all the weight back. And if this video could help any of you in any form, then I would be so grateful, because this is going down in the history of one of the biggest mistakes that I made, and I regret them every day. And so yeah, if this video helped any of you, I would be extremely happy to know that, and I would just wish you all the best. Just be consistent. It's okay if you do less, but even that less needs to be consistent. It needs to be long term, and just don't stop if you see you've gained a certain weight. You need to keep going. You need to have a very healthy lifestyle. And if you found this video helpful in any way, then do like the video, share this video with people that are trying to lose weight, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.